Hello everyone, my name is Jose Benavidez Sr., the father of David the Mexican Monster and Jose Benavidez Jr., trainer and manager. You're watching 411 Experience.
Welcome to the 411, home of the truth. Well, the 411 has a special treat for our fans today. We are here with the legend, the man, the father, the CEO of the Benavidez family. Those who know him call him Senior, if you're close enough to know him and have been impacted by this man, but to the world is Mr. Jose Benavidez Sr. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you so much for those kind words. It means a lot to me what you just said. It's been super hard to be sitting here today, but I will do it over and over and over again. A lot of struggles, a lot of blood, a lot of tears, a lot of sacrifices, man, and thank God for giving me another day to be here.
Absolutely.
Super blessed, and thank you so much for the introduction.
Absolutely, man. So before we go into the obvious, the fights, I want to start off by getting to know you a little bit more better. Did you always have a love for boxing? What was the young Jose Benavidez Sr. like?
No, not at all. I grew up, like I just mentioned before we started talking. My mom and my dad separated when I was 2 years old. Unfortunately, my father got married to his first cousin and had 3 kids. My mother got married to his best friend.
Wow.
And had different lives. And I was living in Mexico with my grandparents, and they were super old. So all I can remember was working every day.
Yeah.
Since I never had a childhood. So everything that I remember my childhood was just working, crying,
right,
starving, and looking for another day.
Trying to survive.
Those are the only memories that I can remember. And it was super tough. I don't have no shame to say that I was abused. I was molested. Anything that you can think, it happened to me. At one point, I was scared of humans. It's like a little rat just running from everybody, But finally one day I said, enough is enough. And I became this little chihuahua. I wouldn't say the pit bull.
Right.
I wanted to beat everybody up.
Right.
And you know what people said? This guy's crazy. Don't get close to this guy. And I seen that they were afraid of me. And I kept doing that until I was like 11 years old. I came to the United States and I kept that, mean guy. But that's not what I am,
Right.
Inside, I'm a scared guy. I'm a very gentle guy, a guy that's weak. But that's just a disguise for me,
That was your guard.
That was my Superman disguise.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
So, with that, you also shared with us earlier, someone came, because at that point, you were angry. You didn't have any desire to be around humans, nothing like that. But someone entered your life at an early age and steered you off that negative path and brought you to a more positive path.
Yeah, the biggest thing, like I told you earlier, I remember I would go to the mountains because that's where I live.
Okay.
To go get some little animals or there's fruits or there's vegetables in the forest so I can survive. Right. And I was there by myself. So I remember screaming at God, what did I do to deserve this? Look at, I have no clothes. I'm old, weak.
No money.
No money, no food,
right,
no shoes. And how come other kids, I see them with their moms, and the moms are, taking care of them,
right,
and scratching their back, their head. And I always wanted somebody to hold my hand and
right.
pray,
Show me some love too.
Yeah,
right?
and one day out of nowhere, I was going home from a hard day of work, and I saw a bunch of kids, reading a book I didn't even know,
Mhm.
and they had chocolate and bread. And I was like, wow, what's happening here? You know, so they invited me over. They say, hey, you want a cup of chocolate, you know, and bread. So I was like, man, what happened here?
Right.
It was like, for me, it was a festivity, like a feast.
Right.
You know, like
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I was like, what's happening here? And little I know, they were studying the Bible, the little books to do their first communion.
Yeah, communion. Yeah.
So, you know, at that time I was a little mad with God, but then I started learning more about Him, and I fell in love with Him. And then I started gaining back my confidence in believing in God.
Believing again.
You know, but after a month, that was over. Hey guys, this is the last week, no more.
Right.
So I was devastated. You know, I was like, there's no more chocolate, no more bread. What am I going to do?
Right.
And you know, finally I met a lady that wanted to help me and bought me my clothes and did my first communion, and that's when I learned about God. And at 11 years old, that's when I came to the United States, and that's when I started believing in God and having faith, and I haven't lost it since then.
So at that point, how did things start to change for you in your life? If you think back, did more opportunities come? Did friendships, better friendships?
Well, yeah, for sure. You know, once I started believing in God, and you know, and I always work, man. So I kind of see life a little bit different. I was getting older.
Mm-hmm.
When I got that cup of chocolate, I was like about 7 years old.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I was 11. You know, now I was working more, but I was a happier person,
Mm-hmm.
and I took every opportunity. It was my way.
Okay.
You know, I was never afraid of nothing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if I failed, it didn't matter to me. If
Right.
there was a prize for something, I would go and do the best that I could.
Right.
And I think that was just my head getting bigger and learning and struggling. That God, I believe right now, since I remember 11 years old to now, my mind it's unbelievable. You know, it's like there's nothing in life that you cannot achieve or you can get.
And your actions prove it. The man you are today leads by that, and it shows. See, that's why I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the backstory before we tap into all the success stories and all the things that you've done for different people, not just your own family, your sons, but other up-and-coming fighters that you're going to make world champions, you know, and we'll talk about that as well. But I just wanted our viewers to get a clear understanding of who you were and your upbringings, because you started from rock bottom.
Yeah.
And
like I told you, eating from garbage.
That's what, exactly. Even the most unimaginable things you had to endure, right? So when you look at that, it was easy for you to not worry about failure because you came from poverty, you came from a struggle, you came from a grind. So the only way to go was up.
Exactly.
And once you found that momentum to go up, you continue to grow and grow and grow. And then you put that into your boys and help them grow. But it seems to me, because I've spoken to them, that you gave it to them earlier so they didn't have to go through all the mistakes and trials and tribulations that you went through. You know, because when you have parents such as yourself that have big dreams, big goals, and you want to make sure that you give your children the best life that they could have, it skips their childhood. They don't get to experience, you know, the normal things that a child does because you're teaching them sacrifice, commitment, discipline, willpower, to be great, to be a legend, to be a champion. And when they're a kid, they don't see that then, but as they get older and they start to achieve those things and gain levels of success, they look back and they thank them. And I've noticed that David, as well as Jose and others, Diego and Daniel, they're thanking, you know, for your hard work that you and your discipline and your what you expect from them, you know, your expectations. And hearing your story, it makes sense. Why?
Well, you know, the thing is, like I said, you know, for me, there's no room, you know. I started something and there's no room for me to give up.
Right.
There's no, in my book, in my time, there's not giving up. Mm-hmm. No matter how many times you fall down, you get up. Mm-hmm. And we finish what we started.
Right.
And that's what I'm committed to, and that's what I do for them. You know, I love them to death. Every single person you mentioned, even my kids and the kids that are my kids. You know,
Right.
I'm here to help them. I promise them they will be world champions.
Right.
So I am going to keep my promise, and we are going to be world champions. You know,
Yes. Yeah.
You know, it might be soon, it might be later, but we are going to be world champions.
That's right.
And
That's
if
right.
I don't think like that, if people don't think like that, you're giving up.
That's right. It don't happen because you think it first and then you achieve it. Right. It
Exactly.
starts in the mind first.
And even though I struggled through life so many times, you know, I have got everything I wanted in life that I put my mind into. And I manifest and I visualize and it happens. I don't know how, but it does. It does. I believe so hard on it
Well, that's why.
that I don't never lose faith in making it happen. But yeah, you gotta get up, you gotta work, and you gotta make it happen. It's not just want it and think about it and not do it. You know, you gotta work super hard.
Well, that's something that David said, you know, to us before. He said that all your struggles and what you went through, you learned, you created a blueprint, which was the steps and the foundations, and you applied that to them, and now they know it, and they kind of alter it and make it their own. Because talking with David, he's brilliant, he's sharp, you know, mentally, strong physically, but he takes a lot of your principles that you instilled in him, but he's also a man himself, and it's nice to hear where he's going when he grows into another 5 years from now, the things that he's going to achieve, right? Because I do believe that you have this blueprint.
Well, that was my biggest thing, you know. I always believed that a lion is little pup. We always want to do what the lion wants, you know. He's following your steps.
That's right.
So I've been trying to show them since they were little the things to do. Work hard, work smart, and you can achieve anything you want in life. There's nothing that you cannot do. You're human. I mean, people have done things, and there's already blueprints up there.
Right.
So
Right.
we gotta surpass that.
That's
and
right.
Make history and guide and make other ways for other people to break records. That's in my mind. I want to make records and do records that people have never been there before.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
And if you think that way, why can't you do the other little things? You know.
Exactly. Even like look at so now let's go into Jose Jr. because you had already turned him into a champion early on. So I also look at some of the things that he's done. By being acting in movies and getting those major roles. And I think all that comes from that discipline.
Yeah.
And whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve it, right? You don't accept no, you just keep going. And one no doesn't mean it's over, you just keep going until you get that yes, or until you get
You're going to fall a lot of times. You're going to fall,
Right.
Sometimes, you think that, okay, I'm going to get there, but you bump into doors or whatever, you find a way, and you go around, but
Absolutely.
eventually, if that's what you really want, you are going to get there, you find ways, Sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's a little bit harder, but I guarantee you, if your mind is there, you are going to get there 100%.
I agree with that. Let me ask you this. So think back. So when you started working with Jose Jr., and you guys started achieving some of the first days of success, right? What was that like?
Well, let me start a little bit behind with all that. Like I said, I have no guidance of a parent. How to guide your sons, how to have a family.
Okay.
All I see is my grandfather beating my mother, my uncles beating their wives and their kids. I thought that was normal,
Right.
But I always thought to myself, when I have my kids, no, I'm gonna love them. I'm gonna hug them. I'm gonna kiss them. I'm gonna hold their hands. I'm gonna do all that I did not have.
Exactly.
And when Junior when he was born to 5 years old, he had all the love in the world. Right at 5 years old, I panicked because I have no family, and then I'm like, where's all this love going?
Yeah.
How about if I die? How about if something happens to me? Who's going to take care of my kid?
Yeah.
No, I got to make him strong. I got to show him all the bad things, good things, in case if I die, he survives. You
went to panic mode.
And I went to panic mode, and I took him to run. I took him to do push-ups, sit-ups, and all that. And he's doing, well, why are we doing this? I don't know. You got to get strong. You got to be strong than the other kids, you know.
You want to protect them.
Yeah, and you know, and I'll tell you right now, I don't want nobody to take advantage of me.
That's
You,
right.
I mean, it's better for you to take advantage of other people, not other
Right.
people to take advantage.
Eventually.
You can be an animal, you can be a monster, you can
Right.
be able to defend yourself. And you know, we did all that. I just started training for no reason, every day.
Well, then, you know what? It was a reason, because you were afraid that the same thing would happen to them as it happened to
Flashbacks,
you. Exactly.
flashbacks.
Exactly.
Thinking about what happened to me, all the love stuff.
That's right. Yeah.
So you know, from there on, since he was 5 years old to barely like 29 years old,
Yeah.
I couldn't say I love you. I wanted to say I love you so bad.
You did.
You know,
but
but
you just
I said, no, I can't, because if I say I love you, I think I'm going to break them down. They're going to become weak.
I understand.
Then in my mind, I said, I love you with all my heart. I will give my life for them.
Right.
But you know what? I would act like that tough guy.
Right.
You know, like I don't care, cold heart, you know.
That's right.
And, you know,
Yeah.
I put him to sports. He was good at every sport. He looked strong. He looked
Athlete.
an athlete.
Yeah, talented.
And at 26 years old, I didn't know nothing about boxing.
Oh.
And I took him to a gym, and the guy said, "Hey, you want to spar him?" This kid, he was like a year older or two, and I'm like, "Oh, he's gonna get killed. He's never boxed in his life."
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, well, you know, he'll just play with them." But when Junior got in there, he looked like he belonged in there. He was an athlete. He was like, "What the? Even him? What the?"
Right. What's going on here?
That's when I fell in love. I felt passionate about the sport.
There it
And then I
is.
was like, "Wow!" And he
There it
liked
is.
it. And then we started even training harder, more harder.
Right.
And you know, then David was born, and you know, before they were champions, I was so heartbroken, and like I thought I failed as a father because they didn't have no childhood. I treat them really bad. You know, if you look back at Michael Jackson's story, the Serena sisters,
That's right.
you know, all these people that were very successful, you know,
Right. They had to go through a lot.
Through
Exactly.
a lot. That was
Right.
me.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah.
And I hated that person. But I couldn't give up, you know? And,
Right.
and, you know, at one point I was so sad, you know, that I missed all those happy years and happy times. There was no Christmas, there was no holidays, there was no birthdays, you know, work, work, work. But Junior was the youngest to win the National Golden Gloves in history. He
Okay.
beat Floyd Mayweather at 16 by a little bit of months. He was the youngest fighter in Las Vegas here to debut at 17. You gotta be 18. But they gave him a permit because he had so much experience and fought so many
It was so
people.
good. Yeah.
And he was the first 17-year-old to sign with Top Rank here in Las Vegas. You know?
Wow.
So he broke records. He became a world champion. And David, his first fight was at 2 years old. At 16 years old, he debuted in Mexico because he couldn't fight here. At 16 years old,
Yeah, because he was too young to
at
fight here.
20 years old, he became the youngest world champion in history. Now he's a 4-time world champion. Now I can say I love you.
That's
now
right.
I can say, you know,
Absolutely,
fuck,
you can.
you know.
That's right.
Excuse my
You're
language,
okay.
but now I gotta say fuck all the bells, fuck all the money,
Right.
fuck everything, man.
Exactly.
You know? I'm not gonna
love
miss any more days of saying I love you. I'm
Yes.
so happy and
so
proud
For sure.
of what you guys done.
As you should be.
I mean, I never imagined in my life for them even to be champions or fighters or that,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
And now you know it's so great, and we keep struggling. And what the most important thing that matters to me now, when people like you or when you meet them, they're good people, and they tell me, "Man, your sons are good people." That fucking kills me. That's my reward.
Really good.
That's what I
Good.
work hard for other people to say that they're good people and they're doing good people for the community, doing good things for the
Absolutely.
community, and motivating other people.
And you should take pride in that.
Yeah, I don't know now. Yeah, you
Well,
know.
now, yeah, because now you can look back on it.
Yeah,
There-
yeah, but I was so sad and I was so depressed. And
Yeah.
if you would have done this interview maybe like about a year ago, I would fucking start crying right now.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, now I feel better. It was okay, you know.
Yeah.
I couldn't even do an interview, bro.
Right,
Because
so you talk about-
I remember how bad I treat them, how disciplined I was. And
Right.
I remember I said, you know, I got them and put them in the car, went to work, 5 miles, I put on the thing on the car, 5 miles, you guys gotta go home, and you guys gotta make it on time, because if you guys don't make it to school, you guys gonna be in big trouble. And I act like I would leave, but I would never leave. I would follow them back until they were safe.
Right.
But in their mind, they thought I fucking left them. Feels
Right.
them now.
But you were training them.
No, but I will never. You know, they mean everything to me in the world. I didn't want them to get into an accident or something, you know. They were little. Mm-hmm. But in their mind, if you ask them, oh yeah, my dad would take us and drop us off at the freeway over there. Or whatever,
right, yeah.
And we had to make it home. Mm-hmm. But I train them that way, to be animals. That's why, for the people that don't know, that's why that's why the name fits, the Mexican monster.
Absolutely.
Because I make monsters out of these kids, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And every champion has to have a monster.
You have to.
You have
especially in this sport. Boxing.
Especially in that sport. So, let's talk about Diego Pacheco. Another great fighter. Phenomenal kid, right? You know, disciplined, just very strategic, you know, in his moves, just everything. And he gives you credit, you know, for that. What was that like when you first met him?
You know, now that you say that, let me go back to that, but let me tell you a little story, short story about this kid that they were begging me to take for years and years. I know, I don't want to take any more kids. He was 16. Mm-hmm. They called me at 17. And I finally said yes to the 17-year-old. I took him with me, adopted him, lived with me, David Jr. And I took responsibility when he was 17. From 0 fights, we worked so hard, to now he's 24 years old. At 12 fights, I made him a world champion. He broke my heart. You know, I took him, I sacrificed, and I did everything for this kid. And, you know, now I'm in a legal process right now because of that. It broke my heart. You know, how can you do that to me? You know, when, you know, I invested so much money. I wanted the best for you. Right. And now you're saying that I never looked for your best interest, that I was so focused on Junior and David. Mm-hmm. And in 12 fights, became a world champion. Right. Made you $500,000, guaranteed $1 million to defend your title. Mm-hmm. That broke my heart. I wanted not to train nobody. I was just so bummed, and you know, and
goes back to that choice.
That goes back to the question of Diego, you know.
Yeah.
But thank God, I'm a fucking animal. I'm a monster. Yeah. I'm gonna keep going.
That's right.
I got up. I fell down all the way to the ground. Mm-hmm. I'm back up again with Diego, super motivated.
Yes.
So much talent. I got this kid like about 4 years ago, and all his fights have been better and better and better. He's ranked number 1 at 168 now. Yeah. We were trying to fight for this fight on January 25th for an eliminator to fight for a world title. Mm-hmm. We're still working on it, but it might not happen. But he's ranked number 1 in the United States. He's ready to fight Canelo. He's ready to fight Blancas. He's ready to fight anybody. And to do that, so when I got him to where he's at, it's a great accomplishment. And
absolutely.
It's a lot of hard work, a lot of tears also. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to keep going, man. And he's a great fighter, very disciplined, really nice person. Mm-hmm. He just had a baby with his girlfriend, and he's super motivated and very very mature now.
Very much so. I had a pleasure talking with him. And then Iceman, that's another one.
Iceman, I've been working with him for a little bit more time also. Mm-hmm. He's from Milwaukee, from a Mexican family, a father that did a great job training him since he was little to all the amateurs and invested so much time on him. I don't know why he brought it to me, but thank God we make a great team together.
Yeah, you know? I think it's just the combination of both, because I think he was already on a way to be a great fighter. Working with you just kind of adds an extra polish.
Yeah, and you know, two heads think more than one, I think. And
for sure.
I'm very thankful to his father. He did a great job. You know, he's super happy where we got him to where he's at now also. Mm-hmm. He's up there too at 168 also. And he fights on David's cards on February 21st, on the 1st. And super excited about him. To me, all these guys, you know, I met them when they were in their 16, 17s. You know,
look at them now.
And look at them now. And, you know, to me, I love them, man. You know, you get attached to them.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll do anything that I can, the same as I would do something for David and Junior. You know, these guys are. I look at them like my sons. You know, and they call me. They need this. I'll do it right away without thinking. You know.
Right. So now, T-Mobile Arena, February 1st, is going down. David and Morale. And a lot of speculations, a lot of people are talking. I feel like David Benavidez, your son, I think that David is really on a mission to prove to himself that he is the champion. And man, I have to say, he looks sharp. He looks ready. I mean, honestly, I think, in my opinion, he's gonna get it.
Yeah, you know what? Like I said, you know, all these years, all that hard work, all those bad moments and hard work and sacrifices couldn't be better.
Absolutely.
You know, he's fighting a young fighter from Cuba, great amateur pedigree, left-hander, undefeated, two-time world champion. You know, but there's levels to this, man. You know, in my confidence, you know, I'm not trying to take nothing from David Morrell. He's a great fighter. I just said that.
Yes.
But there's levels to this thing.
Definitely.
He has never faced somebody like David, the Mexican monster.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's right. So I also know that I think it was the last fight that David did. He wasn't 100%. He was injured. He had, I think, some issue with his hand.
I'll tell you a little story about David on his last fight. You know, everything started bad. He torn one of the ligaments of his right hand.
Okay.
One of the nerves moved to the side, so we let it rest. We started working on the left leg. We overused the left.
Okay.
Both hands were messed up.
Oh.
2 weeks before the fight, we sparred 11 rounds and just tapping, you know, just to keep the condition up, not really using the hands. He gets a cut over his left side eye. 15 stitches. So he was super depressed, and you know, and he was like, man, no hands, cut up eye.
Right.
That's not going to close. And I told him, you know, let's just cancel the fight. And he says, no, we're not going to cancel that fight. You know, as long as I can make it to Las Vegas, I'm going to win that fight. I'm an animal.
Yeah.
I'm the Mexican monster.
That he is.
You know?
And he did.
So, you know, right when we got here on Sunday, we took that bandage out. And it was under the eye. So you can't really see that the stitches were out.
Yeah.
We had one more week. So we said, perfect, we're good.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm going to beat this guy. But a lot of people don't know. But see, that's what happens when you have a person sacrificing and going through all that he went with, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
And
It's
he
levels
made it
to
easy, you know? For a lot of people that don't know, to me, he looked spectacular.
Right. And he didn't talk about it until after the match.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm
Now,
saying.
he's 100%. Pants are good. Everything's good. I think the most important thing about this fight is that finally, everything is in place.
Correct.
He's 100% good. He's connected with God physically, mentally.
Yeah.
He's connected with the universe, you know?
And that's the most important right
there. And the family, the support, and how much he loves his family.
Yeah.
You know? It's unbelievable. And that's why he gives me so much confidence. And I'm not even worried. I can't wait.
Right.
You know,
it's exciting
to go to the ring and perform at his best, look impressive, and keep going and make history.
And keep making history. So one more thing before I get you out of here, man. The new facility that you are building over in, I'm going to say in Seattle, but it's actually Auburn. Washington. Tell us what made you, real quick, decide to do that. It's pretty spectacular.
You know, I love what I do, man. And in my mind, I always wanted a private gym where I can train my sons and some of my fighters. I bought a place. It was pretty big. And I'm like, yeah. I built a gym there. Never used it. But I thought it's there, you know,
if you need
it. But then I had a bigger opportunity to buy 20 acres. Thank God, you know, that gave me the opportunity to do that 20 acres with the guy had built a garage there for 40 cars, double what I had.
Right.
I'm like, man, God, please.
Yeah.
What do I do? How do I get this? You know, I don't have the money.
Yeah.
I don't have the money. But anything's possible. I remember that.
Right.
Anything, you know what? I'm going to buy this house.
Right.
This house is going to be my house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. I don't know what am I going to do. I call my wife and I say, hey, listen, I don't know what you're going to do, but we're going to buy that house.
Mm-hmm.
Check with the people, the real estate people, and I don't know.
Let's figure this out. Yeah.
Figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy said, hey, good news. I think you guys can get that house.
There it is.
And we gave the down payment, and there you go, another proof.
Yeah.
That's a dream home for me.
Right.
So what I'm going to do there, and I'm going to bring people from all over the world, people that want to box. I want to give people an opportunity to come and display their talent. This is what I love. And I want to motivate kids and adults and professionals to get to their dreams. So we connected with Russell. And let me go back a little bit. It's not everything that's happening here is not because of me. It's because of the people. And I want to thank all the people that are around me.
Yes.
Junior Lopez, Britos, Poncho, Serrano, of course my sons and my fighters, and my wife.
Correct. Yeah.
But now meeting with Russell and Caesar now, they're going to take that part of a rehab.
That's right.
Man, that's
major.
nothing can stop us. If we made it this far without, I mean, we met them and we worked with them a little bit.
Right.
Look where they're at.
Absolutely.
Now working 100% with Russell and Caesar and my whole team, it's just, man.
It's pretty amazing, man.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for you.
I'm excited.
And that's why I wanted you to talk a little bit about it. I didn't want to say too much. I've had the luxury to go there, and I'm friends with Russell as well. We do a lot of work together. But just to go there and just see your vision, I'm like, this is amazing. I remember your last place over in Berrien, which was close to my residence. And I would take all the neighborhood kids. One of my good friends is the neighborhood football coach, right? And he's a huge supporter of your family and everything. So I'm like, hey, man, we should get all the kids, because he's a community leader, with these kids. And I'm like, they all love, what you do because of me, because we're always watching the fights. So I'm like, you know what? One of these times, we'll get the kids together and inspire them.
And that's my plan. That's the plan with Russell, with Caesar and the whole team. And now you guys, I hope you guys are going to be a bigger element to do this.
We're here.
And this is a plan, man. That house is like Disneyland.
Yeah.
The Disneyland box.
Yeah.
Because I had all those statues and I want kids to come and say, whoa.
I took my kids there. I took my son over the holidays. He was visiting from, he plays football down in California. He's 22. So I brought him there, man, and he loved it. He met Diego, he met Daniel, Blancas. They're all athletes, just different sports.
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing, they got with Russell, and it's just the whole element to it. Like David said, it's the key that makes everything work.
Yeah, and the people I'm surrounded with good people, and I love it, and I'm going to tell you a little bit, nobody knows this, but, my dream is there, to have events for kids there so they can get motivated. Imagine having an amateur fight there.
Yeah.
They're at that gym, open all those doors, and they can come out and hang around and have some Mexican, American, Puerto Rican, all kinds of food in there, and have a festival there for the kids,
Well, I'm all for it. I'd love to talk,
Yeah, no, that's the plan. The plan is to have the facility to motivate, and not just boxing, all kinds of sports we could do.
All kinds, yeah. Because I think you're a leader, obviously. You know how to bring out the champion in an athlete. It's not just boxing. It's just the way that you do things, right?
I'm just so excited, man. And this guy over here on my left beat me to it.
Yeah.
Because I really love music, and I was thinking about doing music videos. If I put a car in there, and and do something that he did, he beat me to it. And
maybe
but that's good. I love it. That's my things is also we can use those things.
Yeah.
To give other people opportunities, to display their talent in different things, not just boxing, music, and other stuff too, So I'm excited. I'm really excited about that.
Well, man, I really, really appreciate you, and I salute you on everything that you're doing, the way that you're impacting the culture and boxing, and just in general. Thank you for sharing your story with us and our viewers. It's inspiring. And it lets people know that no matter where you start, what you go through, what hardships you may encounter in life, you can always, as long as you get another day to breathe, you can always prevail and move forward and rise up. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for being on the show. It's RJ with the 411 Experience. We have the man senior, Mr. Jose Benavidez Sr. here with us. Make sure you guys either go get your tickets and come to Vegas February 1st at the T-Mobile Arena to watch the David Benavidez fight against David Morrell. If you can get it on, I think, online with Amazon Prime. Go ahead and order that. Make sure you view it, support it. It's going to be an amazing fight. Very, very talented fighters. Make sure that you guys check it out. Thank you for watching. And thank you for being on the
before
show.
we go,
Yes,
if
sir.
you dream it, you can make it happen. Anything can be happen. Everything can happen in life.
He's living proof. You heard it from the man himself. Thank you guys for watching. We're out.
Bring 'em out. All that talking done, boy, when the wolves come out. Watch the fade away and Reggie when it comes to shooting. Heart pace at least, flesh from scar to running straight through them. Man, crazy with the tools, no power patrol. Die slow as the world turns, drama light show. The catacombs and grave remains propane with they head blown. How you got syphilis on the brain, no botch, no go. Let me whisper in your ear, you should have found Jesus. Record skipping, soul gone, pine box with the fresh creases. No leases in a mask, turned you paraplegic. Oil's leaking out on the concrete, burning transmission. Unexplained mystery, what you think you solving? Better check the dental records if you